what your mind is trying to ignore, or your body senses what your mind is trying to ignore. You know things are happening. You are second guessing yourself. You doubted yourself more than the situation because you were not sure if you were seeing right, or if what you're knowing in that relationship, if it's right. You don't know what to say, you don't know what to do. You just sink into a depressive mood because the picture is right in front of you. Having self-respect, you was not getting that. You was not getting the respect in that relationship. Your needs deserve to matter too, as well as that other individuals. Your needs need to be met as well. You don't just give and do not get. Okay? You were so emotionally dependent on that individual, you know? Your stability relied on that person's presence. If that person's not there, the person say don't do this, the person say do that, how to dress, what to do, how to go, what you know. You were totally dependent on that individual emotionally. Without that person, you felt like you were nobody, like you're lost. And that's no good. You're finally coming to yourself and look, getting a reality check. Hope has finally met reality. You can see clearly what's happening right now. You're opening your eyes slowly to see where the the relationship failed and what happened. You're having clarity. You understand? You opened up your eyes. You're seeing everything now. It's that one thing that got you to open your eyes and see when he walked away to that other person, you know, or she walked away to that other individual, because it can be both ways too, male or female. One realization changed everything. You realize that person was not for you. You understand? And sometimes the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So you know how it is. You're trying to catch it, but it won't stay. So the best advice is to let go. You're finally saying that you're not holding on no longer to that individual or to that abusive relationship that you had. It was not balanced. You understand? That relationship, finally you're saying that you're choosing yourself. You finally stood on your own side right now. Instead of just, it wasn't balanced. You understand? You were going on the other side, balancing something where the scale was just on one side of the thing. Now it has shifted and you can stand on your side of the scale. You're finally finding yourself. Things are going to be balanced from now. You are actually, finding your voice. The silence stopped protecting the connection, because there was silence on both sides. Silence by you, silence by your partner. If there is no communication in a relationship, everybody vex. You're mad. No, they're not talking. How can you solve the problem? You cannot solve the problem if everybody is silent. You understand? And that's where the connection stops, because nobody knows how one feels. Nobody knows what to do in that situation. Silence, there is no talking. So the connection failed. You understand? The connection failed. You have to find your voice. And finally, you are finding your voice to express yourself. You understand? But you know something? You were living in the denial, or living in denial. You were seeing the patterns all along. You were seeing everything that was happening. You understand? Confusion slowly turned into recognition, because finally your eyes are open and you can see all the things that you were ignoring. You knew about it, but you didn't want to accept it. Okay? You were seeing the patterns all along, all the things that were happening, the late nights, the not coming home, the smell of the perfume, the different things. And that goes for a female too as well, with a male. Okay? So therefore, it's not only on one gender, all right? Because there's relationship on both sides. So I'm speaking to both parties. Okay. Finally, you've decided to walk out the door. There's a new beginning. That ending right now is creating a new space for you to develop yourself, to find yourself, to find your love, to do the things that you were lacking, you know what I mean, that you couldn't do because you was too codependent on that individual. You understand? You're finally facing the truth. The patterns could no longer be ignored that you saw. So right away you're walking away. You're walking from this relationship, you know. You're packing up, you're taking responsibility for the change that began. You're taking ownership, okay? Because it was your fault in not really realizing what you were seeing. So finally, you're taking responsibility. Change begins with ownership, okay? Trust yourself again. I know that trust, you feel like you're walking on a high wire because it will be a bit shaky once you're on your own. It will be shaky. You might not be able to stand on your 2 feet right away, but have courage. Things are going to work out. Trust yourself again that you're going to make it again. You understand? Your inner voice became clearer. There was clarity for you. You understand? You'll be able to think for yourself and do things for yourself. More independent, earn your own money, everything. Okay? Business acumen, all kinds of stuff will be given unto you. You know, if you're at school or university or whatever, things are going to work out for you. You will be graduating. You will be getting your master's. Okay? And finally, due to this process, due to the fact that you found yourself and the door is open, you walked out the door, there is a healthy love that is waiting for you, respecting you, loving you. That person will replace the confusion that you have in your mind and give you clarity and give you that relationship is going to be very open in the sense that there will be communication, there will be truthfulness, etc. That person is going to be your soulmate. That person is going to give you the healthy love that you required, that you needed. Okay? So walking out is bringing new changes to you, and also your business is going to excel. You are going to excel, whether you're in school, whether you're working in a shop, whatever it is, because your mind will be free. You'll be free to soar.